back to my channel. I'm Athena. This is my channel, Stitching Goddess Designs. This is a channel about cross stitch and Harry Potter. Welcome back. Hi if you're new. Welcome if you're returning. All the things. Thank you so much for returning. I'm gonna jump into this like immediately because I think it's better if I do this right at the top. That way people can contact me that they have one. So last week we had Borgin & Burke's floss. Hold please, I have it right here. Ta-da. We have the Borgin & Burke's floss of the month, and I've got everybody on the wheel. So let's do this. Who do we have? Erica! Erica, congratulations! I'm pretty sure I have your mailing address, but yeah, because I know I've mailed shirts, but yay, congratulations. Okay, and then also, if you don't know, this is half of Accio Whips. You should go check them out. They have amazing stuff that they're doing. They play this Monopoly game with each other. It's her and her husband. They so good, so good. Okay, and then we have the Immortal, which I don't see next to me anymore. I don't know what I did with it. I may have put it away. But I mean, if you know, you know. I mean, it's, what does it say? It's a Lucy Beam. It says buy and cross stitch like I'm immortal. So here's everybody that said Immortal last week. And we have Cindy Bennett. Cindy Bennett, congratulations. I feel like, did you win last month's pattern from Stacie as well? Or recently? Your name sounds familiar, like maybe I recently mailed you something. Let me know. Either way, contact me on Instagram at AthenaXStitches or at Stitching Goddess Designs. Get me your mailing info and I will get that to Stacie. Stacie will mail it directly to you. Congratulations, Cindy. I feel like I always forget to say this part, like when we're doing the whole giveaway process, is that, you know, I'm always going to ask you to reach out to me on Instagram. I don't ever check the email associated with Stitching Goddess Designs, so I'm never going to ask you to email me. And if for whatever reason I haven't heard back from you and I try to reach out to you, usually my comment's going to be coming from Athena Spore instead of Stitching Goddess Designs. So, like, all the things. If somebody is trying to, like, impersonate me, they're going to have a hard time doing it. Because you can't impersonate a goddess. So, what do we have going on past those drawings? So, I've got stitching to show you. And, I mean, I really feel like that's it. I could just show you the haul. It's sitting right here on top. It's not very much haul. I mean, I shouldn't have any haul at all after Market, let's be real. But one of the patterns that I bought at Market, well, two of the patterns actually, was Forbidden Fibers, the hot cocoa one and the tea one. And this is her palette. It's not one of the tea ones that's associated with, you know, the whole Treenway Silks color pack. So this is her color pack for those two. So I went and got those from Forbidden Fiber. Super pretty, super cute. Those patterns in person, I don't know if they were stitched like over one, if they were stitched really tiny. I think I've maybe asked, but oh my goodness, let's get the bejesus out of me. A shelf just tipped over. It's not anything on it. It's fine. It was freestanding by itself and it just kind of tipped over. That scared me. Y'all probably saw me jump. You guys, I've been watching The Walking Dead. Here's a little segue. I've been watching The Walking Dead, and so my nerves are probably a little bit shot. There was a walker over there. Okay. I have been binging. I watched The Walking Dead when it was coming out, but I stopped somewhere and I don't know, this isn't going to be a spoiler at all, but somewhere along the lines where the guy with Lucille showed up, I was somewhere in that area when I stopped watching it. I can't remember what his name is. I remember his bat's name is Lucille. I can't remember his name. He's like sexy hotness, but also bat crap crazy. So, and then I never finished it. So I don't even know where that is in the seasons, in the episodes. Like, I have no clue where I was. And the entire series is on Netflix. So if you didn't get the chance to watch it, or if you wanted to rewatch it, whatever, it's on Netflix. And I don't even know where I'm at now. I want to say maybe season 4, maybe starting season 4-ish, or in the middle of season 4. They're all, I mean, if you've watched the series, they're all kind of scattered right now, and trying to find their way back to each other. So anyways, tangent. What was I saying before the show fell over and I thought there was a walker in the house? You guys, these patterns, when I saw them in person, they looked like they were printed. Like, I was like, what? And I think it was the gradient, because she uses this gradient to stitch the letters, but the font, the letter on there, it looked like it was printed, not stitched. It was really good. Okay. Stitching. Let's talk stitching. I'm still cracking up because I thought there was a walker. I am going to get through Battle of the Whips if it kills me. My stitchy bug has completely ran away. I'm in the middle of, I think I'm on like day 30-ish. I think today's day 30 of my do the 100-day project. Hashtag do the 100-day project. You're supposed to pick a creative outlet, do it every day for 100 days. I said that I was going to cross stitch every day for 100 days, and proving more difficult. I mean, I knew it was going to be, because there's times where I don't stitch. But I said my minimum, I would have to put in 20 stitches, figuring that if I could sit down and put 20 stitches in, I could probably put a length in and be good. Guess what, y'all? There's days where I'm putting in 20 stitches, ending, like, putting my needle on the needle minder and walking away, because my stitchy bug is just gone. I'm watching The Walking Dead. I'm playing on my phone. I don't know. I'm not stitching like I should. So Battle of the Whips has been a struggle, and I still have to finish my March piece, and I still have to finish my Whip Go. So the March needs to be completely finished. Whip Go is 500 stitches, and get through all of Battle of the Whips. If you're watching me today, and today is a day late also. It's Thursday instead of Wednesday, because yesterday I woke up with a massive migraine. I kept dreaming that I was taking ibuprofen because I had a headache in my dream, and then when I woke up, I had a massive, massive migraine. It was almost to the point of uncontrollable, but I, took my meds, drank the water, did all the things, laid there for a little bit longer, kind of gave the meds time to work before I got up, and, because honestly, with my migraines, laying down like that, sitting up, I guess helps the blood flow. I don't know, but sitting up helps my head actually feel better. So anyways, there was no way I could sit up, but there was no way I was like getting dressed, getting ready, and coming on here and being cheerful for y'all. That wasn't happening. So, we're a day late, but if you are watching this on Thursday, all of my round 1, because I have now selected all of the I've narrowed down all the whips. We've narrowed down 78 whips to 8. And so all of the round 1 whips are up there, and it actually shows where I'm currently at on all those whips to vote. So if you're still watching this on Thursday, go vote, because they're still live until probably 10, 11-ish tonight. And then I will stitch on all the winners, the 4 winners, because there's 8 whips. We're narrowing it down to 4. I will stitch on 4 winners. I don't know, maybe an hour. I think I'm going to set a timer and stitch an hour on each one. That way I can try to catch up, because I was going to donate. I was going to dedicate a day to each one. That's not happening. We're too late in the month now. So an hour to each one. And then I will get up once I have the progress on all of those 4, I will get those round 2s up, and we'll vote on the 2 that goes to the championship, give them each another hour, I guess, and then we'll vote on those ones, and maybe the winner will get an additional 500 stitches. We'll see how the rest of the month plays out, because what are we at? 23rd. Ooh. And I still have, on the 25th, I stitch on Christmas. On the 31st, I stitch... Is there a 31st in March? I don't think there is, actually. Is there? Hold, please. Yes, there is. There is. Because February is a short month, so then now this is a long month. Yeah. Okay. 11 minutes in, I haven't showed you a single thing that I've worked on. Let's do this. In no particular order, this is Stitching Sisters by Mama Witch X Stitch. I absolutely love this one. This was started in my October starts this last October, and this is where I'm at. I stitched all of the green in the hat. This is what I got the progress in. This is one of the Battle of the Whips ones. I don't know what fabric that is either. That's not a fabric that I dyed, but I don't know what it is. Then we have, this is another Battle of the Whips. I think these are all Battle of the Whips that I'm going to show you, because I'm trying to get current on that. So this picture is horrible. They're so tiny. But this is Country Cottage Needleworks. I got there. Sampler of the month, and this is April. And this is where I'm at. And the white is easier to see in person. It does seem like maybe you're not able to see it, but you can. So all I have left on this to get a finish is this band right here. Needs to be stitched right here. So if this moves on to the next round, I should be able to finish it. If not, I'll pick it up at some point and stitch on it. Then, no, that's the March piece. So then we have this one. This is Professor Hyverman's Clockwork Pollination, Superior Bees, Summer House Stitchworks. It's like the longest title of a pattern I think that I own. I just call it Superior Bees instead of the whole, but I love Professor Hyverman's Clockwork Pollinations, so I love it. But I got this line in, y'all, that's all I did. I put this line in. It was literally one length of floss. But you know what? Progress is progress is progress. Stitches count. Every stitch counts. So, and there's, I'm going to be stitching all of those. There's a ton of French knots, like over 100 French knots in this pattern. But I have beads. I'm going to be doing beads instead. Then we have the Holiday Express. I keep calling it the Holiday Train, but whatever. It's from Forbidden Fiber. This was the pattern that was like the Advent pattern for this last Christmas. Here is where I'm at. I stitched in, this is part of the word believe. This is the beginning of a B right there. And then I stitched some border right here. And that's where I'm at. And this is like the called for, like this whole thing was kitted up within the Advent. So that's the fabric that was provided. And then, then, I think it's this one. Oops, did I just show you? No, okay, we're good. No chimney, no problem. This is the Santa key. This is part of the Secret Santa series from Hands On Design. And I put this away in the most complicated way possible. I put the floss like all wrapped up. Okay. This one was already done. I ripped out, because I had the words no chimney, I think almost all the way done before I realized I was in the wrong color. So I ripped that out, put it in the right color, and that's where I'm at. And as you can tell, like I dyed enough for the whole series, and I'm just kind of like moving along instead of like cutting them out. Once I have the whole series done, I'll cut them out, and I'll put that away because it's in a small thing. It's hard to get it back inside there. Okay, then the last thing that I worked on, which I worked on actually last night, while I'm waiting, because that was progress on all of the Battle of the Whips. And so while I'm waiting for the voting to complete, as to what moves on, I picked up the March pattern. This is Raise the Roof. It's just a monthly pattern. This is March and April. These are no longer in print. So I'm working on March, this one, obviously. And I picked this gorgeous spring green fabric. It's Seraphim Fabrics, and this was in a Black Needle Society box. So last night I put in those two little pieces of wind and the hat. So I don't know. Hopefully the stitchy bug comes back at some point and I get like some solid stitching in. With the voting completing tonight, I should be able to start tomorrow. There's a squirrel in my yard. My husband would be very mad. He would be outside with the BB gun right now. Don't come for me, animal lovers. Seriously, he probably hurts them. I mean, I'm sure it hurts. They jump and then they run. It's not a pellet gun, it's a BB gun. It's meant to deter them, get them out of my yard, because they are eating my metal furniture on my deck. I'm not kidding you. They're like sharpening their little claws or their teeth on the thing. I don't know, but there's little scratch bitey marks all the way around everything on all the metal furniture on my deck. And we had family in our attic that we didn't know about. They got in there and piled up all of the insulation into a nest type situation, chewed holes. Like, these things are varmint rodents that need to be, like, I don't understand how people are like putting up little houses and feeding them. Maybe if we had little house on the fence and we're feeding them, they would leave our house alone. But instead, they're eating our furniture, they're eating our roof. So my husband is out there with the BB gun. Whenever he's home and he sees a squirrel, he goes after him like a dog. And maybe that's another solution. Get a dog and keep him out of our yard. I don't know. Okay. What else? Honestly, y'all, this is like, you guys are gonna kill me if I end this thing at 20 minutes. But I really feel like that's it. That's all I have for stitching. I didn't get any magical haul. I'm like looking around for something to talk about, you guys, and I don't have anything. Plans continue with the Battle of the Whips. Like I said, get that whip go. The other whip go that I have to get done is the Halloween sampler. And so I don't think the Halloween sampler was not included in the Battle of the Whips because I knew I had to get 500 stitches in on it. Finish this March one. The Christmas one on the 25th. Yeah, that's all the stitching progress I got. I got nothing else to ramble on about stitching with. I will update you on health right now, so if you're not interested in hearing about my current health situation, I will see you guys next week. But Tuesday I had my follow-up doctor's appointment after all the testing was done. And by testing I mean like a ton of labs and lumbar puncture to confirm. All of this was meant to confirm MS, which the neurologist at the hospital was like all but certain and said that I didn't need the lumbar puncture, that they weren't going to have to put me through that because it was apparent in the MRIs. However, once I went to the specialist was like, no, we have to have that before we can treat. We need to rule out any other possibilities before we can treat for MS. So MS has been confirmed at this point. Everything else has been ruled out. And I had the markers, whatever they were looking for, whatever magic things they were looking for, were there. So, once they have insurance approval to start infusions, I will be starting that on in a couple weeks. And I get those, I go in for that like once a month for like 3 months, and then I'll switch to every 6 weeks. Other than that, I mean, physical therapy was ordered because they want more imaging on my back because of the pain that I'm in. They're not 100% that that's MS related. So they want to image my back and see if there's any sort of like disc problems going on there. And in order to get the imaging, insurance requires PT first. So I'll do physical therapy again for a little bit. I need to actually call them today. They haven't called me yet. They switched my medication to hopefully get the nerve pain that I like, spasms, nerves. They feel like nerve spasms, like somebody's electrocuting me. Hopefully that will get under control, and hopefully the physical therapy will help with the muscle weakness that I'm having right now in my arm and my leg. My leg, it literally just feels like muscle weakness. It just feels like my thighs are like shaking. And then in my arm, I have tremors. So my hands just shake. So I think that's maybe playing a portion of the stitching, because I don't know, my hands are just like, they're not shaking terribly, but when you're trying to put a needle, a little teeny tiny needle in a little teeny tiny hole, that's a lot of shaking. So I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. I think frustration is the biggest thing that I'm dealing with right now. And that's not anything new. I've been frustrated for a long time. And I think that learning that I had MS, there's not a cure, okay? The medication that they're going to give you is going to stop more damaging, hopefully stop more damage from happening, but the damage that's done is done. So I'm kind of disheartened by that. I was hoping, I mean, seriously, I was just being like, well, I can start medication and I'll feel 100% better and I can be back to normal again, which is not going to be the case. So I'm kind of frustrated by that. It's been a lot of years of slowly getting worse and worse, and the fatigue, being able to, I can't actually clean an entire room because I can only get like a quarter to halfway through a room before I am like huffing air like I'm a smoker of 30 years, and my back is killing me, and I'm dripping sweat, like literally just dripping sweat. So I don't know. Frustration. That's like the word that best describes my current situation right now, I think. And the frustration is leading to me just not being in a good place mentally, I guess, for a while. And that's probably the other part of not stitching. Because and then now we're going to move on to mental health here. Pardon the segue, here we go. But I have depression, I have anxiety, all those things. So when depression kicks in, things that usually bring you joy no longer bring you joy. And so it's kind of hard to, you gotta just keep moving through it. And like I have always said, this is a place I'm visiting. I'm not living here. I will get through this, all the things. I do know that through labs and all the things that my B12 was a little bit low and my D3 was a little bit low, though especially your vitamin D contributes to depression more than you realize. Just that whole SAD, that seasonal affectiveness disorder, is usually brought on by the lack of sun and lack of vitamin D. But I've got vitamin D drops now that they sell at my doctor's office. Put some drops underneath your tongue. It's supposedly you absorb it a lot better than the regular gummies or pills or capsules or whatever you're taking with your vitamin D. And I literally started that yesterday. Prior to, I was, still taking the capsules. So hopefully with the vitamin D coming up, that could help, hopefully. I don't know. It is just a lot of, finding my new normal and accepting things as they are and not thinking, because for a lot of years I've just been thinking like, fight through it, just keep going. There's no reason for you to feel like this. You're perfectly fine. And like, I think a lot of it was me inside my head saying, you're just fat and out of shape. Get up and do it. Like, I kept the negative self-talk. Come on, lazy, get up and do it. Get your stuff done. Do what you need to do. Stop being lazy. Stop babying it. Like, all the things. So, but now that I know there's a concrete reason that this is happening, it's a mind shift. It's a mental shift in accepting that this is the way it is for a reason, and giving myself grace, and not that you're lazy, you're fat, that's why you can't do it. Like, I shouldn't have been saying that to myself to begin with, but that's a whole nother mental health issue. The negative self-talk, the intrusive thoughts, all the things. So anyways, there's my little TED Talk. Thanks for listening, if you're listening. Sometimes, you know what? I don't know. It's cathartic to just be able to get on here, record it, verbalize it, tell somebody, even though you're not actually like, I'm talking to myself on a camera. I don't know. It helps to verbalize it. Anyways, on that happy note, I'm hoping to get some stitching done today. I do have shirts that came in yesterday afternoon, so I gotta get some shirts done and out the door. And I do have new shirts up too. I didn't bring them down here with me. I should have done that. Let's see. I didn't bring the shirts with me, but I did list new shirts this last weekend. So if you are looking for some new shirts, hold please. Here we go. For retreat season starting, and this is way at the end of the video. Nobody's going to see this. Y'all have already tuned out. Darn it. Oh well. What do you mean cross-stitching doesn't count as exercise? There's one. Oh, that's really bright. There's one of them. Then we have I love to cross-stitch. Oh, phone. Stop it. There you go. Then we have, shh, I'm counting. And we have that for cross-stitch and knitting. So, new shirts. I'm horrible at the self-promotion. Okay, I made it to 30 minutes. I rambled long enough for a decent-sized video. So, we'll see you guys next week. And right now, I'm kind of okay. I think mentally more than physically I'm having an issue. But I'm visiting. I'm not living. We'll bounce back. We'll be okay. I will see you guys next week. Bye!